The world's youngest billionaires. A new generation of wealth. The world of billionaires has often been dominated by seasoned business moguls, but a new generation of young entrepreneurs and heirs is reshaping the landscape. These individuals, some in their early 20s, have already amassed fortunes that many can only dream of. Here are some of the youngest billionaires who are making waves in industries ranging from tech to agriculture. Clemente Del Vecchio, $6.5 billion, 20 years old, is the heir to Luxottica, the world's largest eyewear company, which was founded by his father, Leonardo Del Vecchio. His fortune, estimated at $6.5 billion, comes from his stake in Luxottica, which controls a massive portfolio of brands including Ray-Ban, Oakley, and Persol. Despite his young age, Clemente has already started to take a more active role in the business, steering the company into the digital era. As the next generation of Del Vecchios takes over, Clemente's leadership is expected to further innovate in eyewear and retail technology, keeping the family business relevant for years to come. Livia Voigt de Assis, $1.1 billion, 20 years old. Livia Voigt de Assis is a young billionaire from Brazil with a net worth of $1.1 billion. She inherited her fortune from her family's holdings in agriculture and land investments. At just 20, Livia is already proving that she's not just an heir to wealth, but also a visionary in her own right. She is passionate about sustainable agriculture, advocating for eco-friendly farming practices and green business solutions. Livia is working to modernize her family's business model while preserving the land and resources they manage, positioning herself as a rising leader in the intersection of technology and sustainability. Kim Jong-un, $1.3 billion, 21 years old. Kim Jong-un, a 21-year-old South Korean, inherited her fortune from her family's technology conglomerate. Worth $1.3 billion, Kim has not only embraced her family's legacy, but also actively pushed the boundaries of what's possible in tech. While many young billionaires rely on the work of previous generations, Kim has demonstrated a keen ability to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of artificial intelligence and machine learning. As her family's tech empire continues to grow, Kim's leadership will likely steer it into new markets, making her a key figure to watch in the future of AI. Kevin David Lehman, $3.4 billion, 22 years old. Kevin David Lehman, at just 22, holds a stake in Germany's largest drugstore chain, DM. With an estimated $3.4 billion, Kevin became one of the youngest billionaires in the world after his father, Günther Lehmann, passed on the family business. Under his leadership, DM has maintained its stronghold as a major player in the European retail market. However, Kevin isn't content with merely maintaining the status quo. He has focused on expanding the company's digital presence and improving its e-commerce capabilities to appeal to a new generation of shoppers. As the retail landscape continues to evolve, Kevin's forward-thinking approach may well lead DM to even greater success. Alexandra Andreessen, $2 billion, 28 years old. Alexandra Andreessen, one of the richest women in Norway, has a net worth of $2 billion. She inherited her fortune from her family's investment firm, Ferd. which has stakes in multiple industries, including real estate, finance, and energy. Alexandra, who started taking an active role in the family business at a young age, has diversified her investments, focusing on sustainability and long-term growth. With a passion for entrepreneurship and philanthropy, she has become a strong advocate for using wealth for social good. Alexandra's business savvy and commitment to environmental causes have positioned her as a young leader in the world of wealth and finance. Katarina Andresen, $2 billion. 29 years old, Katarina Andresen, Alexandra's sister, is also a key player in the family's wealth, with a net worth of $2 billion. Like her sister, Katarina inherited her fortune from the family investment firm, but her approach to wealth management and business has been slightly different. Katarina has made a name for herself as a dynamic investor, particularly in the fields of tech and clean energy. She is known for her independent thinking and bold investments in startups that focus on sustainable solutions. Katarina's ability to balance risk with a long-term vision makes her one of the most exciting young billionaires in Europe. Alexander Wang, $2 billion, 28 years old. Alexander Wang, 28, is one of the youngest billionaires in Silicon Valley, with a net worth of $2 billion. He is the founder and CEO of Scale AI, a company that provides machine learning data for businesses looking to automate processes using AI. Founded when Alexander was just 19, Scale AI has quickly become a major player in the world of artificial intelligence. Alexander's expertise in data science and his ability to scale his company so rapidly have earned him recognition as a pioneer in the AI space. As artificial intelligence continues to revolutionize industries, Alexander is positioned to be at the forefront of these advancements. Ed Craven, $2.8 billion, 29 years old. Ed Craven is an Australian entrepreneur and co-founder of the online gambling platform Stake.com. Worth an estimated $2.8 billion, Ed built his fortune by creating a platform that allows users to gamble with cryptocurrencies. Despite the controversial nature of the online gambling industry, Ed has turned Stake.com into one of the most popular platforms for online betting, attracting millions of users worldwide. His focus on integrating cryptocurrency into gambling has set him apart from traditional gambling operators, and his ability to innovate in this space has contributed to his rapid rise to billionaire status. Gustav Magnar Witsoy, $3.2 billion, 31 years old. Gustav Magnar Witsoy, a Norwegian billionaire, inherited his fortune from his family's salmon farming business. With a net worth of $3.2 billion, Gustav is not just a passive heir, but an active investor in biotech and sustainable farming practices. He has worked to modernize the family business, focusing on sustainability and reducing the environmental impact of salmon farming. Gustav's business acumen and commitment to the environment have made him a respected figure in the world of sustainable agriculture. He continues to explore opportunities in other sectors, including renewable energy and technology, ensuring that his wealth continues to grow in the future. The new faces of wealth. These young billionaires represent a new wave of wealth, one that's defined not just by financial success, but also by a sense of responsibility and vision for the future. Many of them have embraced technology, sustainability, and innovation as central tenets of their businesses, recognizing that the future of wealth lies not only in making money, but in shaping industries for the next generation. As these young leaders continue to rise, their impact on the world will undoubtedly be profound, with many of them setting the stage for the future of business in the 21st century. In this world, 10 cities stood out as havens for the world's most affluent and influential individuals. Each of these cities was home to a unique set of billionaires, each with their own stories, businesses, and legacies. The following is the tale of these billionaires, their aspirations, ambitions, and the world they shaped. The rising giants. In the glittering skyline of Singapore, a city-state often praised for its efficiency and prosperity, there were 54 billionaires. Among them was Sophia Tan, a trailblazer in tech and AI, who had once struggled with limited resources before founding one of Southeast Asia's most successful startups. She now stood at the helm of a multi-billion-dollar empire, one that dominated Asia's digital landscape. Sophia's wealth, however, didn't define her. Her drive to bring sustainability and tech to the masses did. Not far from her, at the heart of Singapore's financial district, was Ian Wong, a real estate mogul whose deals often spanned the globe. Singapore was small, but Ian had visions of transforming entire cities. With towering skyscrapers designed by the world's leading architects, he had already reshaped the skyline. But he wasn't just building for luxury. He was determined to develop spaces that balanced sustainability and opulence. The West Coast powerhouses across the Pacific, Los Angeles was home to 58 billionaires, each a titan in their field. The city's glitz and glamour were legendary, but behind the Hollywood lights, powerful tech moguls, entrepreneurs, and financiers operated in the shadows, moving money and creating empires. One such billionaire was Charlie Westbrook, an heir to a vast entertainment fortune who had expanded into biotech. His company, founded in the Silicon Beach area, aimed to revolutionize medicine through AI-powered research. Charlie's path to success had been far from conventional. He had moved from acting in a few small films to running one of the most influential health tech companies in the world. While Charlie brought the power of innovation to LA, there was also Elena Martinez, a creative mastermind who turned her passion for fashion into an empire. With the wealth she had accumulated, Elena had a vision: to use her influence to promote ethical fashion in a world driven by consumerism. Every piece of clothing her brand made was designed with sustainability at its core, a rarity in an industry often criticized for its environmental footprint. The Chinese dynasties. In Shenzhen, China, the heartbeat of technological advancement, there were 59 billionaires. But none were more influential than Liu Zhang, a former factory worker who had turned his tech company into a global giant. With Shenzhen's landscape filled with innovation hubs, Liu's company had created everything from smartphones to AI-powered robotics. The city had become a breeding ground for engineers, coders, and dreamers. Liu's empire now stretched across continents, and his ambition seemed limitless. In Shanghai, with 61 billionaires, it wasn't just technology or manufacturing that ruled the day. While many in the city amassed wealth through finance and investment, some, like Mei Li, focused on culture. May had taken the ancient traditions of Chinese art and combined them with modern technology, creating a digital art marketplace that became an international sensation. Her wealth wasn't only counted in numbers, but in the transformation of the world's perception of art in the digital age. Meanwhile, in Beijing, a city that housed 68 billionaires, the political and economic center of China, it was clear that wealth often intertwined with power. Billionaires here controlled industries from energy to aerospace, yet there was one name on everyone's lips: Chen Wu. With a background in law and a flair for risk-taking, Chen had steered his fortune into the world of international banking and private equity, becoming a force to be reckoned with. The eastern powerhouses across the Indian Ocean, Mumbai, India, with 69 billionaires, was a city of extreme contrasts. On one side, the glittering high-rises and luxury malls housed the wealthiest families in the nation. On the other, the sprawling slums symbolized the vast economic divide. But it was here that a new generation of billionaires had emerged. Entrepreneurs like Priya Ramesh, who had inherited a small textile company but had transformed it into one of India's largest e-commerce platforms. Priya believed in uplifting others as she climbed, and her company employed thousands across the nation, striving to bridge the gap between the affluent and the marginalized. In Moscow, with 74 billionaires, the power structures were entrenched in politics, yet it was the business elite that often shifted the balance. Anatoly Ivanov, a quiet but immensely powerful oil magnate, controlled one of the largest energy companies in Russia. His influence extended far beyond his industry. Though he was rarely in the public eye, his decisions shaped the course of entire nations. But Anatoly's fortune came with challenges, and the price of maintaining power often led to difficult choices. In Hong Kong, another hub of financial activity, there were 74 billionaires, many of whom had deep ties to global trade. Hong Kong's unique blend of Eastern and Western influences made it a prime location for business. Among them was Liu Xing, a young entrepreneur who had expanded his family's shipping business into an international logistics powerhouse. Liu's quick rise was fueled by his vision of making the world's supply chains more efficient and transparent. London is home to 63 billionaires, making it one of the wealthiest cities in the world. These individuals have amassed their fortunes through a variety of industries, including finance, real estate, technology, and media. Some are self-made entrepreneurs, while others have inherited vast family fortunes. London's status as a global financial hub, its attractive tax laws, and its diverse economy make it a magnet for the ultra-wealthy. The presence of billionaires has contributed to the city's economic dynamism. The concentration of wealth in London underscores its importance as a global center for business and finance, drawing attention from around the world. The American dream. Finally, in New York City, The wealthiest of all 110 billionaires, the city that never sleeps thrived with its dynamic and ever-evolving economy. From Wall Street to Silicon Alley, from Broadway to the tech startups of Brooklyn, New York was a city of relentless ambition. At the forefront of the city's fortunes was Jackson White, a financier who had reshaped the world of hedge funds. His aggressive strategies made him a legend, and his wealth seemed to grow with every new venture. But Jackson's true passion lay in social causes. He quietly funneled much of his money into education, hoping to make a difference in the lives of those who had no way of accessing the opportunities he had. But the city's true heartbeat lay in its diversity. There were artists, engineers, educators, and innovators. People like Sarah Kaplan, a tech founder whose software changed the way global cities interacted with data. And then there was David Ross, a philanthropist whose fortune came from renewable energy, using his billions to fund green initiatives in cities around the world. The collective legacy. The 10 cities, though worlds apart in culture and history, were united by one thing: the influence of their billionaires. Each person shaped their city in their own way, whether through technology, finance, art, or culture. They built legacies, redefined industries, and pushed the limits of human possibility. Yet, for all their wealth, they shared something else in common: a relentless drive to continue pushing forward, knowing that their true legacy would not just be in dollars, but in the world they left behind. And so, the billionaires of Singapore, Los Angeles, Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, Mumbai, Moscow, Hong Kong, London, and New York would go on to change the world in ways no one could predict, leaving behind stories of ambition, resilience, and transformation. New York City. The wealthiest city in the world. New York City, often hailed as the financial and cultural capital of the world, holds a remarkable distinction. It is the wealthiest city on the planet. As of recent estimates, the city is home to an extraordinary 350,000 millionaires. A testament to its economic power and global influence. This figure is staggering when you consider that 1 in every 24 residents in the city has achieved the milestone of accumulating $1 million fortune. The wealth in New York City doesn't just stop at millionaires. The city also boasts hundreds of centimillionaires, individuals whose net worth exceeds $100 million, and a staggering number of 60 to 110 billionaires. This concentration of extreme wealth contributes to an overall total wealth in the city that exceeds an eye-popping $3 trillion, a sum that surpasses the GDP of many countries combined. New York's prominence in the global financial sector cannot be overstated. The city's Wall Street is considered the heartbeat of global finance, housing the New York Stock Exchange, NYC, and NASDAQ, two of the largest and most influential stock exchanges in the world. These institutions not only generate billions in transactions every day, but also contribute massive tax revenues to the city's coffers. The financial sector in New York plays a crucial role in shaping the global economy, with its reach extending far beyond the borders of the United States. But New York's wealth doesn't stop at finance. The city is a powerhouse across multiple industries, including media, technology, fashion, and real estate. The media landscape in New York is a dynamic force, with its wealth of news outlets, advertising agencies, and entertainment hubs, making it a central player in global communications. Technology is also on the rise in the city, with startups and tech giants flocking to its burgeoning Silicon Alley, a sign of New York's increasing role in the innovation space. Fashion, too, plays a significant part in the city's economic prosperity. New York is home to one of the world's most influential fashion industries, with the famed Fashion Week attracting the top designers and global attention. The city's real estate market, while infamous for its sky-high prices, remains one of the most sought after in the world. With residential and commercial properties commanding astronomical sums. Together, all these industries create a synergy that powers New York's position as the wealthiest city in the world. With such a concentration of millionaires, centimillionaires, and billionaires, the city is not only a symbol of financial success, but also a central node in the global economy. Its impact resonates worldwide. Influencing everything from stock prices to fashion trends, tech innovations, and media narratives. In conclusion, New York City is more than just a financial hub. It is a beacon of wealth and opportunity. A city where individuals achieve extraordinary financial success. And a place that continues to drive global economic trends. The staggering concentration of wealth and the sheer number of high net worth individuals living there solidify New York's position at the top of the world's wealth rankings. Playing a pivotal role in shaping the future of global finance, business, and culture.